Hi. For task 6.3, we were instructed to create a lino in which we posted our music video and asked 4 different questions. We then published this on Twitter and got the teacher to send it out. We got our peers in the class to give the music video a watch and then answer the questions. The 4 questions we asked were rating out of 10 the verisimilitude of the music video, how well does the video challenge the generic conventions of music videos, in which section of our video does the editing need improving, and what's your favourite part of the video. So there's 4 kind of quite broad questions which we wanted people to answer. So the first question, we asked people to rate out of 10 the verisimilitude of the music video. Looking back at it now, it might have been slightly poor wording of the question. Well, it makes sense, but maybe not many people knew what it meant, so 2 people actually left comments instead of a numerical rating. The comments, however, were positive, and they said how they liked the breaking down of social barriers, and like the cuts and how the shots of Maisie are really good when they're cut and edited together. The 2 ratings that we got were 8 and 9, which is very good to hear, very positive. They obviously think that our music video is very similar to one which you would normally see. So that was good. The second question we got, we asked people to answer was how well does this video challenge the generic conventions of a music video. So the first one here says you don't often see LGBT relationships in music videos unless it's for purely objectification purposes, and they left Beyonce and Shakira for examples, and they said I feel like this is raising that point. Well, reading that, it's nice to hear that they like that we broke down that kind of taboo around homosexuality in music videos, and yeah, I'm grateful for that comment, and they obviously agree that we challenge the generic conventions of music videos extremely. So yeah, it's good to learn that people like seeing that, and maybe people in the music industry could start incorporating homosexuality into music videos a lot more, and not just for pure objectification purposes. The second comment also says it challenges music videos in the fact that there is a gay and a lesbian relationship as well as no topless women. Well, that kind of reiterates the first answer that we got already there with talking about the objectification of women in music videos, which you kind of see in our music video. We kind of play on that whole voyeurism point of view kind of idea, the male gaze, which Laura Mulvey often talks about. But that is purely just to build up the suspense to the end when you see the big reveal, and that no difference as it appears. Maybe that's what more people should take into account. So yeah, that's a very similar answer to the first answer, but also helpful, and it is good to hear that a lot of people like the fact that we challenged conventions of music videos. The last comment, says there's no band performing. I thought they would end up going to a 1975 gig together. Singing into mirrors works well though. That comment seems kind of slightly out of place, to be honest, but there's no band performing, I suppose, is challenging the generic convention of music videos, that our performance is limited purely to lip sync. That's because we didn't want to take away from the idea of the narrative and the concept behind our idea with gimmicks such as guitars and stuff. We thought that it should be solely based on the narrative. So that's the reason for that. I'm glad they noticed that. The third question, which we got people to ask, is in which section of our video does the editing need improving? So a lot of the comments said about the date one comment says the date could have been slightly fast edits to fit more of the rhythm, possibly cut into different angles. However, we filmed about 50 minutes total of just us two headshots, and then cut very small sections of that, so we didn't really have many different angles, which is something maybe we could have gone back on and changed, but yeah. And the edits, yeah, I agree with that, but it kind of felt like when we were editing it quicker, kind of took away from it a bit. Someone said about they like the synchronisation of the cuts between when I give Maisie some pudding. I didn't actually do that in the thing. It's just when we were editing it, it worked really well, and I'm glad they agreed with that. They said it looks really good and adds to the twist at the end, which I'm glad to hear. The last comment says the scene gets a lot better as the music video gets on, but there is one or two shots that seem really out of sync. Yeah, maybe they were. I spent a lot of time editing it. I don't honestly believe they were out of sync. It might have been because I've watched it too much, but yeah, that's the comment. Maybe if we looked at it fresh, maybe we would have been able to edit it slightly better. And the final question we asked was, what's your favourite part of the video? Someone said the date sequence, it really feels like a date. Yeah, I think we agree with that. We didn't think it would come out that well, and we kind of thought at the time it was like maybe we need lip sync in here or something, or etc, etc, etc. But no, it worked really well, and we're really glad with how that came out. And yeah. Another comment says the moving shot of picking up the bag is surprisingly smooth, and it's good to have a variety in terms of moving and stationary shots. Yeah, we have a couple of point of view movement kind of shots. You see that when I stand up after I put my shoes on, when Maisie takes her bag to leave. So yeah, we did want to incorporate that, but yeah, I'm glad that they liked the variation of shots. The last answer we got was, I like the editing on preparation scenes at the start, as it gave a lot of energy to a mundane task, and thus I felt engaged in it. Yeah, I'm glad to hear that. It's good to read these comments and see people like all of it. So there's the day, and then the leaving, and then the editing, and then the mundane tasks at the start. So it's kind of like the whole music video. Everyone likes a different part of it, which is always good to see and hear, to be honest with you. So yeah, that was all the answers we got from the questions. Looking back at it now, maybe the editing could have been slightly better, with the slightly quicker in parts. But yeah, a lot of the feedback we've got, though, it seems really positive, and I'm really happy with that. And I'm glad that people like that we challenge conventions a lot, and that we really went against what's usually seen in music videos, unless it's for objectification. So yeah, it's nice to hear that, and it's I think I've learned a lot from this process as a whole, and I feel like a lot of the music industry has a lot to learn, not necessarily from our music video. Obviously, it's not that great, but yeah, the way we use homosexuality in a really positive light, and and we don't overdo it as well. So it's kind of just normal. It's just the way it should be in real life, not overly sexualised. For example, in the Shakira and Rihanna music video, I believe. But yeah, thanks.